sir. Do me a favor, man. Come this way.
What's
Put
going
your hand
on?
behind your back.
Hands behind my back. Okay, got it. You got it. You got it. You got it. Is there any reason y'all doing this, bro?
Give me 1 second. Hold on.
Good job, guys.
Ryan Coogler, the director of Black Panther, was falsely arrested in a bank in Atlanta, put in handcuffs. Crazy situation, actually. He entered a Bank of America, attempted to withdraw 12 grand. Now, he wrote a request on a piece of paper. Now, this is where I guess the confusion came. He had his mask on. He wrote on a napkin or a piece of paper and handed it to the bank teller. The note read, "I would like to withdraw 12,000 cash from my checking account. Please do the money counting somewhere else. I like to be discreet." Right? This is what he's saying. The bank teller apparently felt like it was suspicious and uh, called the police. He had his ID, his government ID, and his Bank of America card visible. But when she went to check his account, she allegedly saw an alert notification and quickly told her manager that Coogler was attempting to rob the bank. So police showed up, and as you can see in the video, they took him. Well, they put handcuffs on him. They initially confronted him. They initially confronted his driver, who told officers that he was a movie producer and stopped at the bank to handle a financial transaction. Um, Officers asked the driver to describe Coogler and concluded that he matched the description of the suspected bank robber that they were about to dispatch. They were told to dispatch by dispatch. The drivers were detained and placed in the back of the patrol car. And then that's when the officers went into the bank and put handcuffs on Ryan Coogler. So I guess they thought that the drivers were in the getaway car. And Ryan Coogler, director of Black Panther, Fruitvale Station, something else. What else? That's the boxing movie. Thought that he was robbing the bank. Some people are saying that he was racially profiled. Now I don't know what the color of the teller was. If she was white, maybe. But actually, no. I hear that the teller at the bank, police say, was a black pregnant female. Interesting. So wasn't well, unless black folks do profile each other too, perhaps. Yeah, they do profile each other too. But you would think she knew who Ryan Coogler was, but no, he had a mask on. So my question is, have we gotten to a place where we're no longer given the benefit of the doubt with the mask? Because there was a time where putting on a mask and maybe having a hoodie on before COVID ever was was known about, that would be considered suspicious. But then during the pandemic, it became the norm, the status quo. I never left the house without a hoodie and a mask and sunshade, sunglasses. I was profiled a few times in the community where I live. I would walk out the door, and the lady in my building would get startled. Little Asian lady. Happened twice. But for the most part, people give the benefit of the doubt because it was a pandemic. But since the pandemic has subsided somewhat, not all the way, of course, it seems as though it's now back to being a very suspicious thing. And I guess you add to that writing a note, and it makes one wonder. But okay, it's Atlanta. A lot of rich black folks in Atlanta, right? A lot of rich black folks. And if she would have been doing her job and actually looked at the ID, matched it with the card, then she would have been able to figure out herself that this is indeed movie producer, director Ryan Coogler. Interesting. So, of course, they let him go because he didn't do nothing. Um, and that's the story. What are your thoughts on that? What do you think? How do you avoid this type of stuff? I don't know if you can. Coogler did request the badge numbers of the officers, which I don't know if that's going to do anything because they were doing their job. They had to figure the situation out. And if they're called, they have to, of course, respond and make sure that it's not a threat. There's not a threat, because if it was someone impersonating him or there was really a robber, then it'd be a problem if they did not react the way they did. They didn't throw him to the ground and put on his neck or do anything like that. They figured out who he was and let him go. I'm sure they apologize. I hope, and they brothers, like some brothers, so they probably were trying to get autograph out them. But that's the story. What are your thoughts? Put your comments put your remarks in the comments below. Remember, hit the like button, subscribe, and let's look at it one more time, and then we'll get out of
Hey,
here.
sir. Do me a favor, man. Come this way.
What's
Put
going
your hand
on?
behind your back.
Change it on my back. Okay, you got it. You got it. You got it. You got it. Is there any reason y'all doing this, bro?
Give me 1 second. Hold on.
Good job, guys.
Hey, 2 and 4, what does the male inside have on? Under our black jacket?
What are you wearing under this, brother?
I got a black t-shirt on.
It's gonna be a green hoodie with black